It is August 5th, Tuesday morning. Welcome to the Mayor's Coffee Chat. I hope that if you're able to join me, you would put a comment in the comment section so that I can see that you're here. Or if you have any questions, please put them in the comments and I will address them. Sometimes, depending on how Facebook is acting, I don't see all the comments. So I might have to answer the question later on, but I will certainly get to them if you have a question in there. So today is August 5th, and we have a couple things going on. It's August, so it's a little bit slow. Our camps are winding down. Our summer camps are winding down. Kids are getting ready to go back to school. School starts on Monday, so if you don't have kids that are heading back to school, uh, please be prepared next week to be a little bit more aware as you're driving around the streets and be aware of school zones. Make sure you stop for school buses. I just was reading yesterday that Hillsborough County now has cameras on all of their school buses to ticket people that go buzzing past school buses that are stopped, and kids are either getting off or getting on the bus. So please be aware of school buses and understand that you have to stop unless you're on a divided highway. I see cars buzzed by school buses on over on 8th Avenue pretty regularly, unfortunately. So please pay attention and be safe out there. There's going to be a lot of kids walking, riding bikes, and heading to school on Monday. Traffic will be a little bit heavier, I'm certain. Let me close that. Saying something about my video, so hopefully this the quality is coming out okay. I don't see anything else that'd be off. So this past weekend, I was able to join with some county commissioners. Commissioner Scott and Commissioner Eggers were there, and our state representative Bernie Jacques to dedicate part of Almerton Road to Staff Sergeant Matthew Sitton, who died in service in Afghanistan on August 2nd, 2012. Sergeant Sitton was a Largo native. He was very active. He went to school at Indian Rocks Christian School in Largo and was very active in that church. And so the service for the dedication was held over there at Indian Rocks, and the sign is right on Almerton Road, just east of Indian Rocks Church on Almerton Road in Largo. So it was a moving ceremony and tribute, and I was happy that I was able to attend that. It was on August 2nd. Ironically, it was at the same time that there was another soldier who died in service, and who was just brought back home to Largo on the same day. So, and I'm going to have to post his name, because I don't remember his name exactly. So we will certainly, unfortunately, have another banner of remembrance for Memorial Day next year. Let me see. This week is train weekend. It's the first weekend of the month. So it is train weekend over at Largo Central Park. Trains run from 10 to 2 on Saturday and from 10 to 1 o'clock on Sunday. And it is free to ride the train, but donations are appreciated, and they help to pay for the train. It's all kind of volunteer run. Let me see. August 15th, we have a concert in the Breezeway over at the golf course, and that is from 6 to 9 at Largo Municipal Golf Course over on Indian Rocks Road. And on the 15th, the music will be from Guilty Pleasure, and the food truck, I've heard this place is really good, is Divino's Tacos. So go check out the concert in the Breezeway on August 15th. Let me keep saying my frame rate is too low. I'm going to check it out on my phone and see what's happening. I see myself, and I have a comment. Good morning, Scott and Jamie. And now the comments are coming in, so that's good. I was hoping that I wasn't just talking to myself out here because I'm getting a couple error messages. But my Wi-Fi is supposed to be super fast, but it's a company that people love to hate, so who knows how it is right now. Then on the 23rd, we have Largo Evening Market over at Ulmer Park. Those are, it's on the 23rd. They're usually Saturday evening, or they are Saturday evening, and they run from 5 to 9. We've had really nice crowds. So the next one is August 23rd over at Ulmer Park. I wanted to share a little bit. This happened when I was gone from a meeting, but there was we approved a organization that's going to put together the plan and timeline for the current City Hall site over at 201 Highland. So right now they're evaluating and preparing requests for proposal. Good morning, Tracy. And it's going to go out on the street. We have some real specific parameters that the voters approved back in November. So there's some things that can't be there. And we also want to match kind of the housing density that's in the area. So it's single family homes to the west. To the south, there's duplexes. Out on Highland Road, we expect maybe some type of mixed use or restaurant or even medical offices, because there's some of that right there. It's a really nice connection over to Highland Recreation Center. And we're hoping to have some green space in there as well, especially as I suggested along the waterway there. That is part of the canal that goes out to goes all the way out to Bocasaga Bay. So the RFP will go out in I think in April. It'll be released in January, and the responses will be due in April. And then in June of next year, the commission will shortlist some prospective candidates to do something there, and then we'll select in July and award an RFP in August. So about a year from now, we'll know what's going to happen over at the old City Hall site. And it is hurricane season. I know it's been a little bit quiet, knock on wood, but Dexter is out in the Atlantic heading out to sea. I guess that's appropriate, named Dexter heading out to sea. Good morning, Rob. Good to see you. There's another area of disturbance out off of the coast of Georgia that will probably follow around the same path. And there is something out in the southeastern Atlantic over off of Africa that's heading this way. Currently, the National Hurricane Center has it going kind of north on the other coast, so up towards Georgia, Savannah, that area. And it's a long ways out, but it's just kind of has a chance of organizing. So if you haven't prepared for a plan for if a storm does head this way, please, you still have some time, so do that. Because it is hurricane season for a couple more months, as we know all too well. Let me see. We do have a meeting tonight. It should be a good meeting. We have our citizen campers. That's where each full day camp or full week camp names a camper, the citizen camper of the year, and those are kids that just really help their fellow campers and help the counselors, and are really positive. It's really cool to hear those stories. So if you don't watch any of the commission meeting, watch this beginning of it about citizen campers. You'll probably enjoy that. We also have team members of the quarter, and so let me look at this. All right, good. I was checking my phone to make sure that things were actually happening. Team members of the quarter will be tonight, and we have a couple other items on the agenda. We have several other items on the agenda. Many are on the consent docket, but we will be talking about fees, stormwater fees, solid waste fees and wastewater fees. Solid waste, we're unfortunate we're having to deal with an increase in our tipping fees year over year, and it's a planned increase of I think it's 8%. The county is going to go up each year for solid waste. So if there's no better reason than money, please try to reduce what you're putting in the trash can. So you can get compost bins from the city, so you can compost food waste, uncooked food waste like the skins of onions, the broccoli stems, stuff like that. You can have a healthy compost bin that doesn't attract rodents, doesn't smell bad. You don't want to put anything cooked in there because that will cause challenges. And we don't put any meat products in our compost bin. It's all just green stuff. I put yard waste in there as well, like grass clippings and stuff. So the compost bin helps reduce stuff that goes into the trash, so we don't have to pay $50 a ton for that. It was $37.50 for decades, and now it's gone up to I think $50 a ton. And then, of course, recycling helps reduce the stuff that's going into the trash as well. We're also going to be talking about the hurricanes Milton and Helene debris removal costs and some amendments to the agreement with the debris removal folks and the monitoring folks. So we're still kind of sorting that out. It was a little north of $6 million for debris removal from those hurricanes. Good morning, Ben. And so that money will, our finance department is excellent at documenting where those costs are where those costs go and what was done with that money. So we expect that we'll get refunded that money from FEMA, as it was a disaster response. So we're out that money for now. I know that some of the smaller cities in our area had to take out significant loans because you can imagine a city that is a lot smaller. That's more than their general fund budget for the year. So having some reserves has really helped us out. Speaking of budget, we are still in the process of working towards our 2026 budget. The truth and millage rate, which is the initial notice that the county sends out with all of the proposed maximum millages for the different areas, whether it's PSTA or the county or the city that you live in or school board, etc. So our millage is staying exactly the same or less. So our maximum millage that's on the trim notice will be 5.52 mils, which is the same as it was last year. So that's the number that the budget was built on, which is good. Sometimes we'll put a trim notice millage that's a little bit higher. This year we matched what the budget was built on. So not a whole lot of wiggle room, but I like to see that the millage is not going up. So that's where that is. We'll talk a little bit more about that. When's the next budget meeting? I think it's in a couple weeks. We've been deep in budget for a couple months now. It's crazy. Oh, it did get changed because of the county. I think it's going to be on a Wednesday now, as opposed to a Tuesday in a couple weeks. So that's the budget. If you have any questions about anything, even stuff I didn't talk about today, feel free to reach out. I was looking for. I used to always give a project matrix, so talk about different, mostly private projects that are going on in the city. I couldn't find that matrix last night, so I'll talk a little bit about some things that I do know about. The Liberty Yards, which many people have asked about that. I did post about that last week. Is a development that's going on at 4th and West Bay Drive. It's under construction now. They just poured the slab this week. It is going to have, it's 2 stories, going to have restaurants on either ends, and then in the middle there'll be either 2 to 4 retail spots. and that's a developer out of Atlanta that's really they're first in the county, and they're really anxious to do some more things in the downtown and in Largo along Clearwater Largo Road, and they're looking all around. So we're kind of excited about that. They do have, somebody was asking about parking. They do have some on-site parking, and my understanding from the developer is that they also have an agreement with the Liberty Church right next door for parking when the church is not in days outside of Sunday. So that'll be good for that. What else is happening? Gosh, Rosary Road on the east side is continuing to move along. That's doing some really nice, needed improvements, but also some nice improvements on Rosary Road to help connect it from a pedestrian standpoint over to Missouri and then over to the trail. So some good stuff going on. I'm sure that I'm missing a lot. I was trying to find a list that I could just go down, so I didn't miss anything. But if you have a question about something, like what's going there, if I don't know, I can find out. So I hope that you all enjoy your week. I didn't say this earlier, but today is my birthday, so I'm going to go enjoy. We have a meeting tonight, but I'll enjoy that. So I'm going to go enjoy my birthday. I hope you all have a great day, and we'll see you soon.
My name is LaRon Roberts. I'm a solid waste driver for the city of Largo. My role is I'm what they call a claw truck driver. So we drive around picking up bulk items. So anything that doesn't fit in your trash can, we're the one that pick it up. Refrigerators, cabinets, dressers, couches. I got diagnosed in 2019 by my doctor running regular lab tests, and he saw that my kidney functions were off. And then you know how they do, they ordered more tests, and then eventually they determined that I had a genetic disease and that my kidneys were starting to fail. And so in 2023, they called me up one day, said, we got lab work, doesn't look too good, come to the hospital. And that's when they put me on dialysis. I had to have surgery. That the day they called me to the hospital and they admitted me, they had to put a port in my stomach. And what it is that every night I hook up to this machine, and then in the morning, the theory is that it got all the toxins out of you. They don't make it easy getting on the transplant list. I've been trying for almost 2 years now. I finally last month got on the list, and that means that now I'm able to receive a kidney. I go through Tampa General, and they have you go to their website, the Liver Donor Program, and what it is that you can call them, and if you want to be a donor, they'll send you out to a blood kit. You take that kit to either Quest or LabCorp. They'll test it and let you know if you're a match. So having a kidney would help me live a better life, so I can do more things with my kids, so I don't have to do 9 hours a night of dialysis. Because, I work 10 hours a day. I get off at 5, get home about 5:30, and then at 8 o'clock I have to hook my machine up. So that only really gives me, 2.5 hours of time to rest before I have to be on that machine all night long. So, it's very challenging. Some days, it's a struggle, but life happens, and I'll get through it, and hopefully when I get my kidney transplant, I'll have a better life. What gives me hope? To know that, because when I go to my doctor, I'm in the waiting room with other people with kidney disease, and I see that they have lived long lives, long, happy lives, and sometimes you talk to them because sometimes you're waiting there, half an hour, 45 minutes to see the doctor. And they tell you their stories and how they had kidney disease and they got a kidney transplant. And now they're doing well and they're living happy lives, and that this is only a temporary setback in your life, that it doesn't have to define you. It doesn't mean that this is over. Because when I first got diagnosed, you know how you go in that I'm gonna die kind of mindset. But then you realize and you start talking to people that no, this is not the end. Yeah, what gives me hope is knowing that there's other people out there with the same disease that have lived long, happy lives.
Hi, I'm Sheridan and I am at the beautiful Largo Central Park. So excited to share with you some of the amazing things that the city of Largo has been doing this year. Despite an unprecedented hurricane season, our community's resilience shines. Every team member played a critical role in making Largo the community of choice with their commitment to being one team with one mission.
There's no I in team, and our staff has proven that time and time again.
You said there's no I in team, but there's a hell of a lot of go in Largo.
Yeah, for sure. And I am so proud of our staff, everything they do. Our staff do an awesome job.
This team here does a fantastic job, and it's just amazing to watch and hear the reports.
Earlier, our staff is amazing, and our EMPC, which is the policy committee that's around emergency management at the city, just experts in every little segment and really making tough decisions for the benefit of our city.
It's really humbling to see how the teams really pulled together for the community. And so from the bottom of my heart and the rest of administration, really appreciate all the hard work that you did. Just thank you. Thank you very, very much.
As our community continues to recover, several key projects are in the works that highlight Largo's commitment to a brighter future. Long before the historic rainfall of 2024, Largo was already looking ahead. We began designing a stormwater retention pond along Clearwater-Largo Road to combat flooding. This intricate project, now in its final stages, involves roadway grading, under drain, and swale improvements to address drainage issues at 6 cross-street intersections. But that's not all. We're also safeguarding our vital sanitary sewer system lift stations. These critical pumps keep Largo's wastewater flowing to the reclamation facility, and flooding can bring them to a halt. To stay ahead of future weather events, we're planning to relocate 2 lift stations, ensuring they remain high and dry even during severe flooding. Resilience isn't just about water, it's about power too. At the Highland Recreation Complex, we're investing in a new high-power generator funded by the American Rescue Plan Act, or ARPA. This $500,000 powerhouse is a lifeline for the entire facility, ensuring it stays fully operational during power outages when Team Largo and the community need it most. And we are not stopping there. We are harnessing the power of the sun. New construction projects like Horizon West Bay and downtown Largo feature solar panels, and our partnership with Solar United Neighbors is helping residents tap into solar energy too, reducing the cost of installation and paving the way for a resilient future. And if you didn't already know, Largo is on a mission to provide superior services that inspire community pride. And to help achieve that mission, Largo has trained its eye right here at Largo Central Park, where recreation and family fun are moving full steam ahead. That's because Largo continues to invest in our partnership with the Largo Central Railroad and the iconic miniature trains that have been chugging along for 30 years. And to keep these charming trains rolling for many more years to come, Largo is currently constructing a new railroad storage and maintenance station.
This new building's instrumental because we're actually in the process of renewing the entire railroad, so that way it can be with us another 3 decades. We were still operating out of basically old shipping containers and old semi-truck trailers that we had donated to us when we were at the very beginning back in 1991. And we had tried to keep them up, but they were showing their age. Sometimes you'd open them up and it would rain inside. We'll have a safe place to keep our trains. We're going to have a safe place to take and work on them because they require as much maintenance as the big guys, essentially. But we also get to make those memories that the kids take with them. And then the best part is when we get to see them come back 10 years later, or 5 years later as they get older, and they have their interest.
As the miniature trains wind their way through the park, they bring joy and excitement to everyone who visits. And just a short stroll from Central Park to right here at downtown's Ulmer Park, you'll find 2 events that are bringing the community together with music and more. I'm talking about Largo Live and Largo's Evening Market, which are inviting residents and visitors to downtown Largo.
You know, it's so cool to sit out and see young families, older couples, just people of different ages coming out to be part of the community and part of the event. And I love being able just to come outside and walk across the street and go and listen to live music on Fridays. It's great. It's a fun time to get out and just be with your neighbors. It's just important to have these types of events to get people out and show what Largo's capable of doing, and show how walkable and friendly Largo is. It's a great place to live, to raise a family, to grow old, whatever your stage of life is. It's a great place to be.
So the evening market, it definitely has grown. Started last July was our first one, and they started off with around 40 vendors. And it's grown into what it is today with around, I think, 80 vendors. I see the Largo Market continuing to kind of bring that sense of community. It definitely is very nice to see the markets because this whole park just fills up, and it's so cool to see people enjoying this small little park in downtown Largo.
Between these 2 events, neighbors both near and far are gathering to enjoy live music, local vendors, and a vibrant atmosphere. As you can see, these projects are enhancing our community and bringing us closer together. Other notable accomplishments this year include investing in community spaces that serve the public every day, such as the Southwest Pool renovation. Set to make a big splash by bringing competitive high diving back to Largo. And the addition of new seats and upgrades at the Central Park Performing Arts Center, enhancing the experience for performers and guests alike. Strengthening the infrastructure that keeps Largo moving, including improvements to Rosary Road that pave the way for better connectivity and more options for walking, biking, and driving across our city. Delivering modern, award-winning public safety services from the opening of the new Fire Station 39, improving health and emergency response in Southwest Largo, to national recognition of Largo's homeless outreach team, honored in Washington, D.C. with the Attorney General's Award for Distinguished Service in Community Policing. And embracing innovation to improve how we serve our community with the launch of the Largo Civic Access Portal, an online platform that makes permitting more flexible, more accessible, and more resilient for the future. Together, we are building a resilient and vibrant community. Stay tuned for what's on the horizon in 2026, like the opening of Horizon on West Bay, Largo's new City Hall, and more, as well as Largo's new strategic plan, which will guide planning and decision-making for years to come. To learn more about how that's so impactful to your services, visit largo.com/strategic plan. And please get involved and stay engaged in Largo's budget process throughout the year by visiting largo.com/budget today.